You know, there's something people almost never talk about, and it ruins a lot of people right after they start succeeding. Self-sabotage after success. And it sounds strange, because you'd think, once you get results, once something finally works, it should get easier. But it doesn't. You reach a certain level, you get results. Something finally clicks. And instead of moving forward, you start slowing down. Sometimes suddenly, sometimes very subtly. But it begins, and the most dangerous part. You think the problem is you, that you lost discipline, relaxed too much, lost focus. But if you look deeper, this isn't weakness, it's a mechanism, a very precise one. Let's break it down. The first thing that happens after success, your internal position changes. Before the result, you were in, I want this, I'm moving toward it. But after the result, it becomes, now I have to maintain it. Now I have to match it. And this creates pressure, because before, you had nothing to lose. Now you do, and fear of losing is always stronger than the desire to gain. That alone creates tension. Second, something more subtle. You stognowisz with a new version of yourself, a new reality, where you are different, and inside, there can be a feeling. This isn't really me. I don't belong here. This is identity mismatch. Your results have grown, but your inner identity hasn't caught up yet. And this creates a gap. And instead of growing into it, your mind takes the easier path. It pulls you back. That's self-sabotage. Now look at how it shows up. It rarely looks like I quit. More often it's, you start delaying. You lose precision. You skip steps. You lower your standards. You make strange mistakes that you didn't make before. You lose focus even though you know what to do. And it all feels random, but it's not. It's a return mechanism back to what feels familiar. Third, after success, expectations increase. Yours and others. Even if no one says anything, you feel it. And inside pojawiaється a pressure. I have to keep this. I can't fail now. I can't lose this level. And from that state, you act differently. More tense, less free, and that lowers your results. It's a paradox. You try to hold success, and that's exactly what makes you lose it. Now let's get practical. What do you do? First, stop seeing success as a point you need to hold. That's the trap. Because holding creates pressure, and pressure leads to collapse. Instead, see success as movement. Not I achieved, but I continue. That changes everything. Second, start aligning your identity, not just your actions. Ask yourself, if this was my normal level, how would I behave? And start acting from that place, calmly, without proving anything, without trying to reach it. This is a shift. Third, catch the early signs of sabotage, not when everything falls apart, but at the beginning, when you think, I can skip today. It's not a big deal. I'll come back later. That's the entry point. If you catch it, you can stop the process with one small action, so you don't fall completely. Fourth, reduce the importance, because the more important the result feels, the stronger the fear of losing it, and the stronger the sabotage. Make it lighter, simpler, calmer. Fifth, allow yourself to be normal at your new level. Not perfect, not the best, just normal. Because as long as you try to live up to it, you stay tense. But when it becomes normal, you become stable. Now the most important part. Self-sabotage after success is not your enemy. It's a signal that you reached a level you're not used to yet. And the goal is not to fight it, but to adapt, gradually, calmly. If this resonates with you, write in the comments, I keep my level. That matters. You're choosing a new pattern, and make sure to subscribe, because we're going even deeper next. And yes, watch this again. Because this kind of awareness builds over time. And remember, You're not falling back because you're weak. You're falling back because you're growing faster than you're adapting. And once you align that, growth becomes stable because anything is possible.